You are listening to Fantha Tracks.
It's time to spin round the rim. This is Desert Planet Discs. Star Wars music in a single file. Here are your hosts, Carl Bayless and Greg Robertson.
Following live broadcast is recommended by the Imperial Council in the belief that your commitment to remain upstanding citizens will be reinforced. It is required viewing for all members of the Imperial forces.
Time now for
Desert Planet Discs,
brought to viewers everywhere in the hope that our own lives may be uplifted by the comparison and enriched with the gratitude of relief. This transmission is unrehearsed and unedited and is hereby begun without further comment as to its lack of moral value.
Ho, 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 ladies and gentlemen. It's aptly the 25th, not of December, but of Desert Planet Discs. This is track 25, Christmas 2022, and we are stuffing our stockings, ready in preparation for the big day. I am Carl Mooncat Drums, and joining me as ever on my Desert Planet sleigh is the one and only Darth Elvis, aka Greg. How are you doing, Greg?
I'm very good, sir. How are you? Hot dang! Merry Christmas, everyone! Ho, 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 hot dang!
Yes, looking forward to the big day.
So, I'm sure you've been busy roasting Ewoks, haven't you? You've roasted a few Ewoks recently. You've stuffed a Minoc.
We were talking about this on last year's Christmas episode, wasn't it? Minocs roasting on an open fire. Ewoks nibbling at your toes.
What's the title for this episode, by the way? You always come up with these imaginative titles. What's the title for this episode?
Who knows? Haven't planned that far ahead yet.
Well, reading the show notes, Carl, you've written Santa's got a brand new gag. And it makes me wonder, is it a ball gag?
Very probably. Very probably.
We can ask the big man himself. He's coming on the show later, isn't he?
Yes. So regular listeners will know that over the last couple of years, we've had special guests on at Christmas. And as Christmas is a time for family and friends, we've decided that we'll invite some of our friends and Desert Planet Discs family onto the show to sort of chat over their thoughts and feelings at Christmas 2022. We've got some very special guests joining us, but more of that later. First of all, we generally open the show these days with Desert Planet discounts.
Oh, yes, indeed. But before we get to Desert Planet discounts, we have to give
we have to give a shout out to our first song.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
First song this evening was Lucas King performing the main theme, Christmas orchestral version. You can find Lucas King on YouTube. Go and check out his many fantastic interpretations of theme songs and stuff on his YouTube channel. So Lucas King, ladies and gentlemen. Not the Dark King. There's only one Dark King. But Lucas King. He's a fine gentleman.
Indeed. So Desert Planet discounts.
Desert Planet discounts.
Ding, 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 ding. There we go.
You can overdub some sleigh bells in here for the Desert Planet.
Trust me, there's going to be a lot of sleigh bells in this episode.
Danger.
Yes. So, what's been landing at the Grey Star recently? Any hot discounts any bargains to be had?
Well, there could have been. There could have been. I placed an order with the Disney Store just at the end of last month. And then 2 days later, Black Friday sales. Everything I ordered was reduced. So, I bought some stuff from Black Friday. Obviously, fans of the show will know that we are big Life Day holiday special fans. So when the Disney Store in the UK finally got some Life Day stuff, I had to partake. I got the light up Life Day orb. I got the sleeved Life Day blanket. And I got the flopped chewy Life Day Funko Pop.
Very nice.
The other thing that dropped from my letterbox just a couple of days ago was I won a gift card from Star Wars Autograph Universe.
Ooh.
And I got a Vera Lyra Blair. That's her name, isn't it?
Vivian Lyra Blair.
Vivian of Vera.
Yeah.
She's not that old. Vivian Lyra Blair, Princess Leia, signed picture from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Very nice.
So it's a nice black and white picture. What about you, sir? Anything you dropping through your letterbox? I can tell you there's something will be maybe not dropping through the letterbox, being ding-donged on your letterbox very soon.
Right, okay. Well, likewise, there will be something winging its way northwards to the Grey Star. But dropping through the letterbox, well, actually, again, it didn't drop through the letterbox because it was too big recently, was an original 77 vinyl soundtrack.
Nice.
Which has eluded me since childhood. Obviously, people of a certain vintage will know that the soundtrack was very hard to get hold of in the UK. Ooh.
It's not a Star Wars soundtrack.
That's not a Star Wars soundtrack at all. No. If Taylor Swift drops through my letterbox, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Taylor Swift vinyl. Not Star Wars, but I do. That's a beautiful gatefold vinyl you've got. Yes, like my Star Wars soundtrack, but it also came with the send away little booklet, which nice. I didn't really know that much about. Hadn't really seen it before, and then I've googled it, and it's like a massively collectible thing, and that was in with the vinyl. Nice.
And I was like, okay. So not only did it not cost me very much, in fact, I think it's about the cheapest I've ever seen the album, and it's in very good condition. It's still got the insert, hasn't got the poster, but it's got this little behind the scenes booklet with all pictures and text about the characters and bit of production thing, and there's a little address at the back where you can send away for another copy for just 75p.
Oh,
so
do it.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Whether they're still there after 50 years is anybody's guess. But yeah, it's so that's kind of almost like a Grail piece. I know they're not really hard to get hold of, but I say this one's in very nice condition, and it's just one of those things that I've always sort of said, yeah, and so I pulled the trigger on that. So that's arrived, and I've also, we were just discussing off air previously, I've also pulled the trigger on the comic book Black Series Afro.
Nice.
Because I do like my Dr. Afros. So that's like a mini focus collection for me of just Dr. Afro. So
Are you gonna open an Afro museum?
Yes, the Afremium. yeah. So
Mooncat Drums Afreum.
That's it. It's rivaling the Zoovium. We will have a Dr. Afro museum.
Greetings, this is Julie Dolan, voice of Princess Leia, and you're listening to Desert Planet Discs. It's your only hope.
So, since the last recording, we've obviously had 2 shows. Well, one show was in progress, and another one, a little 6-episode diamond show called Tales of the Jedi. What did you think of Tales of the Jedi, sir?
I really enjoyed it. Obviously, we've got the Ahsoka series, live action series coming in 2023, all being well. But yeah, to sort of flesh out a bit more about her origins and her background ahead of that, really feels to me like they're starting to get into that whole, let's use all the media we've got available to us to really, you don't have to do all of the Ahsoka backstory in the TV show. You can do some. Obviously, there's been the E.K. Johnston book, which is very, very good if you haven't read that. But, put this sort of backstory, origin story into this, these cartoon shorts. And I really liked the sort of almost the fall of Dooku from Padawan to sort of Sith upstart. Again, really one of the things that's always come through with the animated shows is the quality of the writing and production, and again, knocking those sort of things out of the park, but nice to utilize the animation art form in such a way to tell some of these backstories, and you can start to see where it all goes wrong a little bit for Dooku, and sort of how Ahsoka comes to be where we find her at the start of the Clone Wars animated series. How about yourself?
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely brilliantly done. The Ahsoka stories were great, but it was the Dooku ones that really took me aback, I should say. But just the character animation for Qui-Gon Jinn was just brilliant. Like the young Qui-Gon Jinn, and then we got him again, obviously, during the prequel trilogy. And the voice acting from, apologies if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Michael Richardson. It's got a little Michael Richardson, but it's got Michael Richardson, however you pronounce it. Did a great job of the voice. The voice cast from the Clone Wars, Rebels, and all the voice cast from all the animated shows have been absolutely outstanding. But Tales of the Jedi was another stunning example. Obviously, bringing back a lot of the Clone Wars favourites, a few sort of newer voice cast members, or more of the people who've guested in previous shows before returning. And
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard, indeed, is Yaddle, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, the voice of Yaddle.
And I think Star Wars Meg, if listening, she's a big Yaddle fan, so I think she'll have been excited to see Yaddle in animated form. But yeah, no, really good show. I'll be interested to see if they do any more Tales of the Jedi. Or something similar, Tales of the Bounty Hunters, or Tales of the Scoundrels, or...
I do think it's one of those things they could flesh out. So you could have a Isla Secura and Plo Koon mini series, but they were fun. Again, you've got to remember that with the current TV output, certainly, especially Andor being aimed predominantly more at an older audience, you've still got to drop in some elements of Star Wars content for younger viewers. Even if they've been watching Book of Boba Fett, that's been almost 12 months as we record since that they might have watched Obi-Wan. But again, Obi-Wan was a little bit grown up in places. So yeah, I'm sure it's one of the things that we've spoken about in our show, and various people have said you've got to keep a lot of plates spinning now with Star Wars.
Yeah,
there's a lot of content coming out, and there's a lot of content needs to come out to satisfy the different generational audiences. So yeah,
just thinking there, on the flip side of Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Sith would be very nice with some maybe early tales of how Darth Maul came to Palpatine, or some of the stuff with Darth Vader prior to New Hope, between Sith and New Hope. Or... Yeah,
I mean, again, the possibilities with that sort of short form. There's lots of things. I know. Again, you go into Legends, you've got, sort of how Maul came to be Palpatine's apprentice, and you can even start to link in. You could go back and tell the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah.
Whether, again, like they've done with Thrawn, whether you stick to the original Legends books and story, or whether that's a jumping off point and is kind of like an interpretation of it. So look forward to hopefully seeing more of that. I can't see that they would have come up with the brand, if you like, of Tales of the Jedi just for effectively an hour and a half's worth of content.
Yeah, no, here's hoping there's more to come.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously, since our last recording, the Life Day special, if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to it, ladies and gentlemen. We had Andor, final episodes of Andor. I don't know about you, but just blew me away. The finale especially. I mean, the whole show in general is just 10 out of 10, top class. Writing, directing, cinematography, the music, the acting is outstanding. It's just they've delved into the universe in a way it's not been done before. Obviously, I'm very happy that Scotland made it into Star Wars as well, as I've said many, many times on the show. Sadly, I wasn't in it, but and for season 2, they might come back to Aldani. You never know. It's just outstanding, and as I say, that finale was just. Hairs were standing up in my arms watching it. It's just stunning. What did you think?
Likewise, I think I said in the last episode, I was really enjoying the un-Star Warsiness of it all. It's a Star Wars story, and that's why we're here. But the themes and the overarching story could have been set anywhere at any time. It could have been a World War II story. It could have been a Blade Runner story. It could have been a ancient Egypt story. It could have been, set in modern day Manhattan or wherever.
Could have been an East End bank heist kind of movie.
It's the overarching story was just brilliantly written, acted, and executed. And the fact that it was set in Star Wars meant that's what dragged us in initially. But hopefully, this is the sort of thing that Star Wars needs to do in order to survive and diversify. Like I've already said, that there needs to be lots of different types of content. And not everybody's going to like everything. We already know that with, even just the film output that's been done since the Disney era. And going back, there are people that still hate the prequels.
Yeah. There's people out there who hate the holiday special. I mean, there must be mad people. Yeah, there's no accounting for taste to some people. But
there's having differences of opinion, and then there's being wrong.
Yes,
and those people are just wrong.
They're just wrong.
Yes. But yeah, so for me, it's just been a win on every every level. Like you say, music has been absolutely stunning. Like, very much. In fact, at the time of recording, I've had my my Spotify review of the year thing sent me today. Regardless of obviously your views on streaming platforms and things like that. Rather interesting that my artist of the year was Natalie Holt, closely followed by Nicholas Britell.
Very nice.
So yes, the artists I've listened to most this year, or the albums I've listened to most this year, music I've listened to most this year, is the Obi-Wan Kenobi soundtrack and the Andor soundtrack.
Nice.
So
this goes to show how good they are, and not just in the show, but out the show when you're picking about the place.
Well, that's it. It's something I generally, I've bought the albums, but then I stick them on streaming as well, sort of while I'm in the office working. So, and those two soundtracks are right up there. So, very much win on every level. And I'm stoked already that we know there was going to be a second series, and that it's. I know we said this about Kenobi. It's a planned second series, not that's done better than we thought. Let's eke another series out of it.
Yeah.
So the story is already planned out in terms of where they go from here. Obviously, we know where they end up.
Yep.
So clearly from here, this is how Cassian sort of gets enlisted, if you like. So Series 2 is obviously going to be the further adventures of Cassian Andor in the Rebel Alliance. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, he has indeed. Yeah.
So very much looking forward to that.
Shall we have some more music, sir?
I think we should. I think
it's time for us to sing along with the cast of the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special as they belt out the galaxy's favourite holiday tune in the original Hotties.
Indeed.
Featuring the voices of Omar Miller, Billy D. Williams and Kelly Marie Tran, we bring you Joy Blasto from the Lego Star Wars Special.
You know this one. Joe Blasto, Blasto Mulira. Otapan Wayataka, Moi Opi Chapa.
Joe Blasto, Blasto Mulira. Otapan Wayataka,
Moi Opi Chapa. Jibola Kyoto Bahautu, Pipo Ichapa. Paris Tistihing. Oh, Mulira, Jopo Tuko Randi, Kurandi Spiragusha, Hakapanwa Yatakata, Chapa Singi Hungabe. Joe Blasto, Blasto Mulira, Otapanwa Yataka, Moi Opi Chopa. Joe Blasto, Blasto Mulira. Alright. Oda Panwa Yataka, Oi Obi Chapa. Give it to me. Oh, in the back. Sorry, come dance with me. Just like old times. Come on now. Joe Blasto, Blasto Mulira. Otapan Wayataka, Oi Obi Chapa. Joe Blasto, Blasto Mulira. Otapan Wayataka, Oi Obi Chapa. Joe Blasto, Blasto Mulira. Otapan Wayataka, Oi Obi Chapa. What's everybody looking at?
Ho, ho, ho. This is Star Wars Santa, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks, the gift that just keeps on giving.
So that was the cast of the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Check it out now on Disney Plus with Joe Blasto from the aforementioned Star Wars Holiday Special. Obviously not the best holiday special, because that's obviously the holiday special.
Speaking of holiday items and holiday songs and holiday things, how many holiday troopers have you bought this year, and how many snowman Funko Pops have you got?
Oh, well, it's in the words of the dragons on Dragon's Den. Unfortunately, I'm out. Yes,
I'll join you there. I did buy the Star Wars Funkos from a few years back. They're just above my head in the room with the like Christmas lights and R2 with antlers.
Yeah, I've a few of those. Chewie wrapped up in the Christmas lights, trying to hang the lights. The R2 with antlers and the 3PO.
Vader with a candy cane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like that set, but
yeah. Well, for me, you see that those again, talking of harking back to the sort of the classic holiday stuff. Those images are very much tied in with the original Christmas in the Stars album.
Yes,
and the classic sort of Macquarie art that he did and influenced
the Christmas card designs and things like that.
Yeah, the old Lucas Christmas cards and things like that. So yeah, I was very much into those, and I've also got, I think I've got the R2 with antlers on image on a T-shirt as well.
Nice,
which is obviously just about to come out of mothballs and be readied for wearing again for 3 or 4 weeks.
This festive season, yes. I've got my Christmas shirts at the ready. In fact, as we were recording this, I was ordering another Star Wars Christmas shirt from Roosevelt's.
There we go.
The lovely Deck the Hoff, is it called?
Deck the Hoth.
Deck the Hoff, yeah. So that's just been ordered as we were recording.
Very nice. Yes. That's the way Greg went quiet, folks.
That's the way I went quiet for a moment.
But yeah, the Snowman Funkos are quite cool. I do quite like the look of those.
But the Hasbro Holiday Troopers,
the Holiday Troopers, I wasn't a big fan of the first run. And
the Halloween ones were a bit naff as well.
Yeah, they're a bit of fun, and certain collectors will lap them up.
Lap them up.
Lap
them up. I just feel it's always a wasted opportunity for me, because this time of year they're missing the trick not releasing holiday special troopers or holiday special characters.
Yeah.
Holiday special Funko Pops. I mean, we did get a Life Day Chewbacca in his robes with the orb, which is cool.
But we've said before, you've already got the red cloaks from Emperor's Royal Guards. You've already got a Chewbacca.
Stick it on that. In fact, yeah. Why have I not done that? I'm going to order another Chewbacca vintage figure and a beater Royal Guard. Yeah. I'm going to make one of those. Yes, well done, Carl. I'm going to do that.
There you go. We'll keep you posted in 2023, folks, on Greg's progress with his own custom builds.
Custom builds, yeah. The one and only one I think I'll do, because I'm rubbish at that kind of thing.
But yeah, as you say, I mean, yes, joking aside, holiday special figures probably aren't going to sell by the bucket load, apart from to Greg and myself and a couple of other people we know who are very much into the holiday special. But
because we've got taste.
Yeah. That's it. So
only joking with you, James.
Yeah, so as I say, I think it's a no from me.
And it's a no from me.
Yes. Do I really need a clone that looks like a gingerbread man? No.
Hard pass.
There we go.
Charming to the last.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm flying solo this evening. Mr. Mooncat Drums is out playing drums with one of his many bands this evening. But joining me tonight is a gentleman who last joined us back in September 2020 for a bonus track episode of Desert Planet Discs during the height of the pandemic. Joining is Mark Hamilton from Ash. How are you doing, Mark?
Great. I'm good. I'm in the States for a while. I'm here for like about another 2 weeks, and then I'm heading back over to do some shows, and we'll be back in Belfast for like homecoming Christmas gig, and then I'm spending like Christmas and the New Year in Newcastle, or Blythe, which is just north of Newcastle.
Fantastic. So you've got gigs. So you've got Subterranea in London. Is it the 14th of December?
Yeah, 14th of December. We've got like, it's a small club show where, well, it's the Mean Fiddler is a promoter, and we played shows with them for like getting close to 30 years. So like they're putting on a sort of a run of like, I guess, nostalgia shows of some sort.
And then you've got the big 30th anniversary homecoming gig at the Ulster Hall in Belfast on the 16th.
Yeah, we've been planning that all year. Actually, we've got a bunch of guests coming, and it's like the hometown show. We used to always end up playing like Belfast right before Christmas at the end of like a tour. So we haven't played the Ulster Hall, I think, in maybe over 10 years. Well, headlined it in over 10 years. So we thought, for the 30th anniversary, we may as well try and do it again, and it sold out a few weeks back. So it was a good call.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be joining you over there, obviously, for that. It's going to be a great night. Looking forward to it. So, weekend in Belfast. I've not been in Belfast for a few years now, so excited to come over. And what better place to go and see Ash than hometown gig?
Yeah, it should be good.
Obviously, I won't ask for any of the surprises. I'll wait to be excited and find out.
Yeah, we've got like a number of guests coming on stage, which is planned. So I don't want to ruin it yet.
And obviously, I'll be there with our good friend Mr. Keeler. We'll have to get a mention of him in every episode of the show. I'm sure this is the first of many because he's also on this Christmas episode of Desert Planet Discs. So yeah, why did you join us tonight to talk about a few things with it being our Christmas episode? First of all, your Star Wars highlight of 2022.
One highlight, or I'm trying to think. There's probably a bunch, but I think overall, as far as like live action Star Wars goes, I would say out of the 3 series that came out this year, probably Andor definitely wins. Like, I did enjoy parts of Boba Fett. Parts of it were, not so good. I really was not a fan of those Vespa speeders.
No,
I thought they were like really poorly executed. The concept art looked good for them, but then just how they did it in the show looked terrible, and like the sort of like the slow-mo speed chase. I don't know what that was. It was like not good.
It was appalling. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was such a shame because in the same series you've got like, it was so inconsistent because you had like, I think that was episode 3, which was just awful, and then a couple episodes later you had like the episode where Mando gets the N1 fighter, which was fantastic, and then the one after with Luke and Ahsoka. So it was just like really up and down. And then the first half of the finale I thought was pretty ropey.
Yeah.
But then the sort of like the second half of it was sort of like made up for it a bit. So yeah, I loved episode 2 with sort of the Tusken arc. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Boba Fett was kind of like up and down. Kenobi I kind of struggled with at times. Did not like some of their decisions in that series, but I thought Andor was pretty superb. It was you had to have a bit of patience with it, but it all paid off.
100%. It was absolutely stunning, and one of the things that excited me most about it was seeing Scotland and Star Wars, which I went down to that location in Argyll and Butte where you have the Cruachan Dam.
Yeah, you'd been sharing pictures of that with Santa on his show, and
for months. Yeah.
For months, yeah. To sort of finally, and we saw sort of like glimpses of it in the trailers and stuff. To sort of see it play out was cool.
Yeah. So
I think the Aldani arc was probably, I think I prefer it over. I mean, I did enjoy the prison arc, but I think the Aldani sort of like was still my favorite.
Yeah.
The Aldani arc was kind of like the action figure part of the show, if you know what I mean. Well, I mean, I kind of want TVC figures of all 4 of them from the little squad, and then I thought is it Gorn or Gorm? Lieutenant Gorm?
Gorm, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Gorm, yeah, I thought he was a great character. So I want that newly tooled TVC speeder bike. I want that redecoed with him on it.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good. So I'm always watching the shows, going like, right, I want that toy of that, I want that, you know. still waiting on those TVC blurgs. Hasbro do not know what they're doing.
Yeah, sorry, Santa, that's never going to happen, I don't think. So if we're talking about highlights, what's been your highlight action figure wise for 2022?
Oh, and toys, and this is not even, I mean, there have been some very good Hasbro figures, but Hasbro can be equally frustrating as well. But I think for me, the best action figure made this year was actually from custom maker.
Okay.
And it's probably a close tie between, well, you know what, there's three. And I think what the work that Stan Solo is doing is actually incredible. I know that, you know, he may not have fans in the sort of like the anti-repro movement, but I think what he does with the new figures he's created that Hasbro or that Kenner never made is absolutely stunning. And the Slave Leia is perfect. I got it loose, and then I've got it on a Part of the Force card and a Return of the Jedi card as well. And it's very frustrating whenever, you know, Hasbro or Lucasfilm or whoever makes the decisions there refuse to give us, you know, modern, like, updated versions of Slave Leia for Black Series or TVC.
Yeah.
But at least there's someone out there who's, you know, still making what is a very iconic character, making it for the fans that still want it. I think it's kind of ridiculous that she's essentially been cancelled for whatever reason, pandering to like Twitter or whatever.
Same thing with it, I guess, the rename of the Boba Fett starship from Slave One.
Oh, yeah.
Or the fire spray, which gets referenced.
So stupid. I mean, are they going to go back and like edit the movies so that Anakin isn't a slave? Or, you know, it's just so stupid. It's like they're trying to apply our world things, our world history, or our world issues to a fictional galaxy, you know, in far, far away.
Yeah.
And it's just stupid. In my opinion, it's really stupid. It's unfortunate. Hopefully they'll wise up. You know, and then Stan Solo also made a fantastic Kenner style Ula, which is, I think, is the reason why the HasLab Rancor failed.
Yeah, I would agree. If they'd released Ula as a stretch goal at the start, rather than the rocks in the background.
If Ula was a stretch goal, that would have like sealed to like full funding.
Yeah.
And you know, there was the hashtag no Ula no Mula was like trending, and Yakface sort of started it, but it was like every time they did any kind of promotional stream, Hasbro, you know, promoting the Rancor, that's all anyone was talking about in the comments or you know the chat streams. So if you don't listen to your customers, then they kind of frankly deserve to feel.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and the Ula standstill figure you mentioned, I saw what your own in hand, and it's a stunning figure, and it's, as you mentioned, the two you mentioned there, Ula and Slave Leia, are two that I'll need to add to the collection.
Yeah, and they finish, you know, you're sort of like your Jabba's palace set up. They're characters that you need to have, and I don't, you know, I for whatever reason, Hasbro refuses to make those figures. But then there was the Skywalker, you know, the computer game, the Skywalker saga came out this last year.
Yep.
And both of those characters are in the computer game. So they've been cancelled from being made as action figures, but they still are okay to use them in other media. So there's no consistency there. It's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's bullshit.
Well, I am certainly not going to get rich with customers like you. I thought I taught you to drink faster.
So speak about toys and purchases and things like that. What Star Wars item would you like in your stocking this year?
Oh, I've been waiting a few years for the TVC Paz Vizsla.
Oh yeah.
And he won't be out yet, but he's up for pre-order. He's been seriously price gouged, but you know, now that they make anything that's not the size of a Ewok or a Deluxe. But he looks fantastic, so I want him because he's one of the last Mando figures that is kind of, well, there's a few more missing from the season one, like the client
and the blurg.
The client and the blurg and Paz Vizsla are the real sort of like standout ones that are missing from TVC. And I actually do think that she was annoying at the start, but I think she's a great character, Pelimoto. I want her I'm hoping that they make her at some point.
Great with a 2-pack with her and a Jawa.
Her and I would say 2 or 3 Jawa.
2 or 3 Jawa. That's
Pelly and a couple of Jawas. And they need to and on the Black Series front, they should release her with the Treadwell droid.
Yeah.
Because it's never been made in Black Series. And because we've got R5D4, we've got the pit droid.
Yep.
So, and we've got the little BD droid from Cal. So I think the Treadwell droid is kind of the one that we need for the Black Series.
It's crazy how obviously the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett as well, having Treadwell and monks. What's the Bomar monks?
Bomar monks, yeah.
Splitting up in the shows, push the prices up of the
older ones.
Of the older ones, yeah.
That would make a good. The Bomar monk would make a good deluxe Black Series.
Yeah, that'd be cool with the brain floating in some sort of liquid and stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I really want. I mean, I don't know. I really wish that Hasbro would do not just the giant big ticket items like the Barge or the Razor Crest. I wish they would do some lower price point HasLabs, which are less risky. So if they're not going to sell blurgs to big box retail stores, give it as an option to a HasLab, sell it for $60-$70.
Yeah.
You might. And if you do that with exclusive figure or something, I think there would still be, that would be one way to fund those creatures, because it seems like after the sort of the Last Jedi creature wave was a real peg warmer, which got clearance out everywhere, and I think their accountants that make the decisions anyway, they probably went, oh, we're not going to do those anymore. But they were just making the wrong creatures.
Yeah, I guess they kind of did bundle them all together, didn't they, in the end, and did them in a pack at the Galaxy's Edge. They took all the creatures and all these different figures and bundled them into one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So I think you had Blurgs, Porgs, and I can't think of other creatures.
Oh, the black. Oh, there was a couple. I know what you mean. There was the Black Series. They had that Salacious Crumb. There was 2 of those monkey lizards, and then there was Minoc.
Minoc, that's it.
And the little. I can't remember. I got the set. I think it was one of the animals out of Fallen Order, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a little kind of squirrely monkey looking thing. Yeah. So obviously we're almost at the end of 2022. 2023 is just around the corner. There's lots of exciting things, both in live action and with Celebration coming back to London. What are you most excited for 2023?
I've heard rumor that there might be another event being planned around Cantina, around Celebration. So that's something to look forward to. The first one was really good, and actually there was. They've announced it, right?
It's been announced.
They've announced there's going to be another Cantina. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and all of the possibilities that might be serving up. I'm looking forward to Mando Season 3. I think it's been a few years now since we've really had Mando. We had essentially Mando episodes in the Book of Boba Fett, but getting back proper. Andor was fantastic, but it'll be good to sort of switch into a different gear with the sort of Adventure of the Week kind of format of Mando, which is a lot easier for people to digest. And actually also my kid who's 8, Andor was just way over his head. So Mando's kind of perfect for him.
We've got Bad Batch as well coming up before that.
Oh yeah, forgot about Bad Batch. Bad Batch in January.
Yeah,
Bad Batch is good. I enjoy doing the sort of predictions game with Santa's YouTube channel, so that's always fun.
I missed doing that for Andor, so I will get back in the game for
Bad Batch.
For Bad Batch, yeah.
And also, I guess the Ahsoka series, Skeleton Crew is one of those things where we just don't really know much about it, but it's part of the Mandoverse, so it should be good. And if it is a sort of Stranger Things in space with your man John Watts, kind of doing the, he's done all the Spider-Man movies, which are all sort of centric around younger adolescent kids. That could be good for sort of getting new audience into the franchise, especially if they are growing up and sort of like hitting teenage years, and they've been exposed to sort of like Mandalorian via like Baby Grogu or Baby Yoda and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that was quite smart of Lucasfilm to sort of like aim at that demographic. And I think actually out of the 3 series, probably Ahsoka's the one I'm looking forward to most, because it is essentially going to be continuing the story of Rebels, which is, I think, over time has become more and more beloved by people. Even if the animation is sometimes a little bit like not great, the storytelling was fantastic in it.
Yeah,
and to see and the characters are fantastic. So to see those characters in live action is going to be
very exciting.
Really exciting to see that.
See Hera in live action and
Hera and Sabine.
Yeah,
and hopefully they'll do Zeb.
Oh, that'd be incredible. And we know we're getting Chopper as well, which is cool.
And then if they're gonna be bringing the Ghost Crew back, then hopefully Hasbro will do the smart thing and give us TVC Ghost.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, please get the TVC Ghost trending. We need to get that from HasLab at some point.
Yeah, 100% we need that. If we get a TVC Ghost in 2023, or at least an announcement of it in 2023, that will be a very good year for Star Wars, in my opinion.
I think it'll be hard to top that. Santa will be wanting the blurg, but I think the Vintage Collection Ghost comes top of everyone's list, I think.
So one other little tidbit, or one other things I'm wishing for in 2023, going back to the Stan Solo Kenner custom figures, is I'm hoping, I'm praying, there's a possibility that maybe this could happen, is that we'll finally get a definitive Kenner-style Dagobah look.
Oh, yes. Because that was overlooked originally.
So many of us have got like Yoda's hut, but we don't have Dagobah's look. And it would be good 2023 if that happened.
Yeah,
just putting it out there.
Stan Solo, if you're listening, Dagobah look, please. Well, thanks again, Mark. It's great speaking to you again. Obviously, good luck with the gigs. I will see you in Belfast, hopefully.
All right.
A pint.
Yeah, see you soon. All right.
Take care. All the best.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Hot bang.
They're hanging tinsel on Cloud City, trimming trees on Dantooine. The force is strong this season. Let me show you what I mean. Come along, won't you? The cantina's serving eggnog as the band plays festive tunes. They know a certain jolly hut who's visiting them soon. The stockings on the Death Star have been hung with special care. The exhaust port is a secret, but Santa Hut knows it's there. R2 and 3PO are hanging wreaths and candy canes. Princess Leia's decorating mirror tables with snow. And old man Palpatine, he is retelling tales of old as the clone troops gather close around with their shared face all aglow. Papa Vader's carving tauntaun, he's serving breasts and thighs as the clones line up to give his gift 500 identical ties. The Fets are trading presents, they're all guns as you'd assume. Little Bobby frost the tree in carbonite in their front room. Sand people are making big sand angels, don't you know? They do the best they can, 'cause Tatooine don't get much snow. The Jawas carol door to door with Jawa bells a ringing, but not one moisture farmer has a clue what they are singing. And on the moon of Andor, Ewoks labor making toys and gold lame bikinis for the naughty girls and boys. And on the planet Kashyyyk, Life Day is in the air, with stilted scenes and porn machines. Our party's even there. And a long, long time from now, in a galaxy far, far away, the light from blowed-up Alderaan appeared one fateful day to lead 3 bewildered Asians to a rather famous shed But this is sacrilegious, so we'll quit while we're ahead. We hope your holiday is filled with laughter, fun, and joy, and no good-intentioned aunt gets you a stupid Jar Jar toy. We wish galactic peace and all the gladdest tidings too, as Master Yoda says, a happy Christmas we wish you.
517 to scanner control. 517 to scanner control.
So that was A Very Star Wars Christmas by Nerds with Guitars from Bandcamp. So go and check them out, download. I seem to remember that was available for pay what you want. So if you can spare some pennies at this time of year, send a little bit their way for us. And I'm sure that you'll make their Christmas every little bit warmer. And before that, we had a very good friend who's also a nerd with a guitar, Mr. Mark Hamilton. So we thank him again for spending a little bit of time pre-Christmas with us. And we look forward to seeing him and his Ash cohorts out and about in 2023. And we hope to bring you some exclusive news about him possibly guesting with Greg and myself at Star Wars Celebration. So
fingers crossed.
Yes, fingers crossed. We haven't signed the contracts yet and the NDAs, but yeah, we're hoping to put a few little things together around and about Celebration. So stay tuned, folks.
Mark did tell me off the recording that he has signed the restraining order against you, Carl. So
well,
it might just be me joining it.
Yeah, it might just be you then. Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
And that was the excellent Star Wars medley, a holiday special by Blue Milk Run. You can check them out on bandcamp.com. Go and download. The track is available for Name Your Price on Bandcamp. And why not check them out and download it on Bandcamp Fridays, when all the money will go to the artists themselves.
Yes.
So, yes, we highly recommend supporting the acts we play on the show via Bandcamp where you can, or Spotify, or Apple Music, or any good streaming platform where you can find them, or download or purchase merchandise, T-shirts, and the like. In fact, earlier on, we had Mark go on the Ash website and buy the nice vinyl bundle for your loved one this Christmas.
Yes, especially the Meltdown splatter vinyl.
Yes, very sexy, very sexy.
Very, very, very nice indeed. And as well as looking very nice, it's also a stunningly brilliant album.
It is a stunningly brilliant album.
So
we have another segment with a very special guest, somebody you'll have heard of many, many times on this show. Shall we have a listen, shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we join them?
This is madness.
So it's Christmas time, and once again, we've got the presents for you here on Desert Planet Discs. Joining us as a host of stars, and Martin.
Hey,
the Martin Keeler.
Martin Keeler.
We mention him every episode. Curator of the Zooveum, philanthropist, entrepreneur, charitable donator,
playboy
millionaire, owner of Galactic Star Cruiser, and
the greatest smelling man in the galaxy.
Greatest smelling man in the galaxy, thanks to a recent purchase. We may find out more about that later. Here he is, for your listening pleasure and ours, Martin the Keeler.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
I hope you can enjoy my musk from over here.
Yes.
Can smell you through the airwaves.
It's not an Elon Musk.
No.
It
costs about the same. 44 billion.
45 billion. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
So what have you bought for 45 billion this week that you've then decided to close?
I've bought from actually it's a bargain, because I've bought from Celebration 5, which was in Orlando. I've got the Orlando cologne.
Oh.
Which was genuinely a perfume with a cape, or a cologne with a cape. There was a genuine bit of merchandise. Amazingly, I picked it up for about £30 over here when it retailed for $40.
Wow!
So
there you go, bargain.
It's a winner all round, and I think the phrase is 60% of the time it works every time.
There you go.
As my husband Paul Rudd says. So there you go,
Mr. Rudd.
Yes.
Hey, how are you doing?
We're very well. How are you? How's things down at the Zooveum?
Very good. Tours are still going strong. International celebrities touring, and can't disclose who they are, but funny enough, Greg actually does know that genuinely international celebrities are touring it as we speak. So yeah, all good.
Legends. Let me tell you, legends are visiting that place.
There you go.
And I'm not talking about us.
Yes. So if you want to know what we're talking about, it is still probably the only Constable Zooveum museum in the world, owned and curated by Martin.
Yeah.
You think Rancho Obi-Wan, and then scale it down a bit.
Yeah, it's quality over quantity, I would say. Not that there's not quality at Rancho Obi-Wan.
Yes.
But new items going all the time. Got the latest badge set that I've got. It's got a Zuvio is Groovio badge in it.
Oh, there you go.
So that's going in there. But yeah.
I am actually, as we record this, sitting looking at something which is going to be joining you for Christmas.
Oh.
Which may or may not belong in a Zooveum. It's arrived today. Just in time for you coming on to record with us. So I will be getting that in the post very soon.
Oh. That's exciting. You're not going to tell us what it is, are you?
I'm not, no.
No, Greg and I will have a chat off air. And I'll find out what it is.
Yeah. Your Christmas present's hidden in the cupboard as well. In fact, no, it's actually behind me, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Poe laid it today.
Yeah.
a fresh cut. Speaking about fresh cuts, Martin, you shared a song with us earlier on.
Yes.
I did. It was lovely and Christmassy, wasn't it? It
is a Christmas gift to all our listeners from the Zoovian.
Yeah, just I'd drop that in for you, plop it out in front of you, and you can have a good old listen. And fill you full of Christmas cheer.
Indeed.
It's something I'll happily play in the car as I'm dropping the kids off at the pool.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
So, the festive period is upon us. So we thought Christmas is a time for families and friends to get together, and sometimes, especially, we're also far-flung around the country and busy and our various jobs and out-of-job things that we do as well, bands and who knows what else. That's all I do. And podcast recording.
You're going to say you're in about 97 bands, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm aiming for 100 by Christmas.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
We thought it'd be nice to get some of our closest and dearest friends together and find out a little bit about their year in Star Wars.
Oh.
So, Mr. Robertson, sir, over to you. Our first question for our esteemed guest.
Oh my God, it's a proper interview, is it? Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first question, Mr. Keeler, is Mr. The Keeler, the Martin Keeler, is what has been the Star Wars highlight for you of 2022? Seeing as we're coming to the end of the year, what's been the highlight of 2022 in Star Wars for you, sir?
I watched The Force Awakens the other day, and there was about 3 frames that were a particular highlight for me, but I tend not to talk about that, so I'll go into what was, obviously what I can say is I went on the Halcyon with my family, and that was just amazing, absolutely phenomenal, and I've not shut up about it since, and I refuse to shut up about it because I've paid so much money. I'm going to talk to everyone. I talk to strangers in the street and say, guess where I've been on the Halcyon.
We're living vicariously through you about, keep telling us all about the Halcyon. We'll just pretend we've been there.
Basically just making sure you get your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it,
Yeah. And you do get your money's worth. That's the thing I'll say to everyone. It's it's ridiculously expensive until you've done it, and then you can realise exactly where all the money is. The only problem is it's so expensive. It's prohibitively expensive for me. It's only because I flogged a lot of stuff, and it was our big family final farewell sort of holiday before the kids went off to university. And as much as I really want to do it again, for the amount of money it costs, there's so much more you could do if you save that money up. So if only they could do it for the same price as a weekend at Butlins, but they can't.
No.
And it's awesome. And I was in Star Wars through doing that. That's exactly how it feels. It's the most Star Warsy thing I've ever done.
Oh, and there was me thinking you were going to say getting John Williams's podium to sit on.
Oh, his Apple box. Yes. That, you see, what a year. What a year. So yes, I was lucky enough to be working on the main stage at Celebration, which again is like a lifetime. Well, actually, it was weird because you guys were around. You'll know at the time I was kind of, although there was a bit like, oh, this happened today, it was more like I'm working.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really till I got on the plane on the way back that I was like, oh my goodness, all that happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For our listeners' benefit, I mean, we spoke about this at the time, but having seen Martin fleetingly during the Celebration, it was like, you got to do what? And you're like, yeah. I was just like organising people in a line and telling them where they had to stand and what they had to say and things like that and what their cue was and all that sort of stuff. And you go, yeah, but the people you were saying that to were Harrison Ford, John Williams.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor.
Hayden Christensen.
Rosario Dawson.
Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. So an eventful year, but
I was very lucky, and I don't want to elevate my status. I was a stage manager, but it was the production team. So the show before the show that I need to throw out the right thing, they were in my headphones the whole time. So my job was to convey their messages and make sure it all happened. So I'm pleased to say they didn't rely on me to think very much, which was good. But I think we pulled it off by the reaction that I've seen from people.
Yeah, stunning work as always. Yeah, fantastic. Nice to be in the room for some of the big events. It was tears in the eyes when.
Well, I saw you. I saw you in the room, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
So there was one bit. So obviously that's the highlight. There was one bit we were prepping for Attack of the Clones panel, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I had to either put something on stage, or I think I had to deliver something to Elliot, didn't I? And he grabbed me and basically introduced me to an arena's worth of people. And
nice.
And bizarrely, my eyes went straight, and I could see, because it was you, Matt, and Mark, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
And you were right in my line of sight. So all the thing I could see, it was three guys I knew all of them.
In an arena full of people, it's the three people you know that are right in your eye line. So there you go.
So those shirts work, don't they? Draw your eyes to them.
Yeah.
There we go. So our next festive question for you is Christmas 2022. What Star Wars-y would you are you putting on your Christmas list, or would you like to see in your stocking on the morning of Christmas?
You can't say Darth Elvis in stockings. No.
Yes.
No.
But
that's on his OnlyFans page.
That's an everyday occurrence. That's not just for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I don't collect Black Series anymore, as you know.
Yes.
So that's severely dented the options that people get me. Anything Zuvio related, obviously. But I'm also hoping to get a few Life Day products now that they found their way over to the UK. So hopefully getting the Red Cloak and Orb will be good. Flocked Chewy Pop. But I quite like the idea of spending Christmas Day walking around with the Orb and the robe on. And
singing.
Not acknowledging Christmas, but only acknowledging Life Day.
Life Day, yeah. Yeah. So you will obviously have been tuned into our last episode, our Life Day special.
Yes. We had a bit of... it was Morrissey, wasn't it? It wasn't the Smiths, it was Morrissey.
It was Morrissey, yes.
Yeah.
Once again, we don't agree with his political stance.
No. That's why we've nicked his song.
Well, I was having that debate the other day. It's weird, isn't it? It's not acceptable to like Morrissey, but it is acceptable to like the Smiths.
Yeah.
Is that because like Johnny Marr and everyone balance out?
The rational thinking, three quarters.
But yeah, so it'll be Life Day for me.
Because every day is like Life Day.
Every day is like Life Day.
Indeed.
There we go. If you don't know what we're talking about, folks, check out Desert Planet Discs Track 24 for the Life Day 2022 special. And also, if you're into Life Day, check out last year's episode as well. But check them all out because they're all brilliant.
All the Life Day episodes out.
They're all brilliant,
except for one. There's one episode that's awful.
One episode that's awful. Because
I can't remember what it is because I've just blanked it.
It doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Yes. That's the one where we didn't mention Martin until the closing credits. Post-credits sequence in Marvel style.
Yeah. I thought you'd jumped the shark, but you recovered it. So I'm pleased. Yeah.
That's it.
So our final question for Mr. Keeler is: 2023 is just upon us. What are you most looking forward to in the world of Star Wars in 2023, good sir?
Well, you've got Celebration in London. That's got to be a good thing for us, not having to fly across and enjoy our home turf. That'll be good. You've got Mandalorian coming out, haven't you? Early doors. Ahsoka, is that out
next year as well? Yeah. Bad Batch Season 2. So we've got a wealth of Star Wars stuff, and now Star Wars stuff just seems to pop up without announcement, which that's good as well. So I think just sort of continuing to bask in the
infinite amount of Star Wars that's hitting us, which is a dream come true for those of us that went through the empty years.
Yeah.
Sort of thinking, oh, it's never going to happen again.
Yeah. Vision Series 2 as well, potentially.
Vision Series 2, yeah. It's just a ton of it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. And they're filming Andor now, so we might get season 2 if we're lucky at the end. It'll probably be 24, won't it? But
yeah. Acolyte as well is filming at the moment, I think.
Acolyte, yeah. Absolutely. So, it's like just that's the beauty of it now. It's like so much to look forward to, and it's just continuously coming.
And that's just TV.
Yeah. Well, that's all they're talking about at the moment is TV, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I think we're going to get films just announced and they're not far off.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, sort of making them behind a bit of a smoke screen of all the TV that they're pushing out, and then go, here's a film. What?
Because if you think about it, they can hide in plain sight now because there's so much being made.
Yeah, and if depending where it is in timelines as well, if they're reusing sets and stuff like that, then it's as you say, much easier to tag a bit of filming on if they're in Coruscant. Oh, look, we've done half an episode of Andor, and let's reuse the same set and bring these people in. And
need to come back to Old Danny, don't they? Need to come back to Scotland, so get my baldy heed into a couple of shots.
That's it.
yeah, it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time.
One of these days.
But celebration's got to be a big thing for us because how many years is it since it was last year? Was it 6 or 7?
2016, won't it? So 7 years.
So that should be good.
Yes.
And who knows what they're going to announce there?
Exactly.
Yeah. Not long to wait.
Yeah. So lots of Star Warsy goodness to look forward to.
Yay!
And of course, the opportunity that Celebration gives us to catch up with all of our friends and family from around the world and sharing all that Star Warsy goodness. So here's to 2023.
Yeah.
And a Merry Christmas.
Party.
Yes, and a Merry Christmas to you and all of yours.
And to you. Happy
Merry
New Year.
Sithmas.
Merry Sithmas.
Hot damn New Year.
God bless you, each and every one of you.
You're listening to Fantha Tracks. Flip through the galaxy of literature with Cannon Fodder hosts Brian Cameron, Matt Booker, Mark Newbold, and Mark Mulcaster.
Count me in.
Spin round the rim with Desert Planet Discs. Your musical journey through the space lanes with your hosts, Carl Bayliss and Greg Robertson.
The hottest tunes this side of Mos Eisley. Hot dang!
Get the latest news, interviews, reviews, and much more on Making Tracks with your hosts, Mark Newbold and Mark Mulcaster.
Like an Ewok battle wagon out of control.
Join hosts Claire Henry and a rotating panel of guest hosts for the podcast that's full of hope. Planet Leia.
I love you.
I know.
It's time to head south with the Fantha from Down Under, Adam O'Brien.
Oh, g'day, mate. How you going?
Start your engines with Paul Naylor and Mark Newbold as they lift the hood on starships, airspeeders, swoops, capital ships, and more from across the cosmos. And for everything in one location, daily news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, video, and social media feeds. Bookmark FanthaTracks.com for Star Wars news 24/7, 365.
Ho, 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 ho. Hot dang, ladies and gentlemen. Darth Elvis here, Greg Robertson, and Carl. Joining us this evening is a man who's traveled all the way from the North Pole, the YouTube legend, Discord. Come and join him on the Discord, the Covert. You'll find him on YouTube. The legend that is Star Wars Santa. Hot dang, sir. How are you doing?
Oh my goodness, it's December. Can you believe it? Christmas is almost here. Santa's extremely busy. The elves are getting all the gifts wrapped, the ones that they've been making all year long. They're getting boxed and wrapped, and we're loading the sleigh. Before long, we'll be out doing our deliveries, and it's going to be a fantastic, fantastic Christmas.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for taking some time out of the hectic December schedule to speak to us this evening. So, obviously, it's been a whole 12 months since we spoke to you. So, in the world of Star Wars, obviously, you've done loads and loads and loads of shows because you've got to pass the time while those naughty elves are trying to make all the toys. So, what have been your Star Wars highlights from 2022, Santa?
Oh boy, it's been a good year for Santa. I've enjoyed all of it. The top of the list for me would have been the series that just ended, Andor. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'm one of the group that enjoyed all of it. I really enjoyed the Kenobi show, seeing a young Leia. I thought it was brilliantly acted. Enjoyed the story itself. I had a fun ride through that show, and then of course the Book of Boba Fett was a fun show for me as well. I loved getting to see live action Cad Bane. I got to see some the Rancor, like the King Kong Rancor running through, climbing the buildings, swatting things out of the air. It was fantastic. And of course, Tales of the Jedi. I thought that was a fun show for us to get some backstory for Ahsoka and for Dooku, and it just been a ton of fun. But at the very pinnacle of all of it, I thought Andor was a wonderful, wonderful show. Terrific writing, terrific acting. Just a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's been absolutely incredible series. We've loved it from start to finish, and I've talked about it on each episode. What we've done since then, just incredible.
Yeah, and as well, I think it's one of those shows. You know, people said the same about Rebels. The fact that they've plotted out their story arc in advance, you know, that's always been, for me, one of the things that's been the criticism of the sequel trilogy, was the fact you got this sort of pillar to post of, I've written my film, now you go off and write your film. There was no overarching vision. And I think it just goes to show with something like Andor, they've plotted out the storyline. Originally I think they said it was going to be longer series, but they've condensed it down to 2 series. But yeah, stunning writing, stunning acting.
Yeah, and I think, as you're mentioning, I understand there are folks that don't necessarily love all of it. And some people, their tastes are different than mine, for sure. And the example of a smorgasbord has been used famously in an interview lately, and without naming names, but the idea that you could go in and enjoy some food that is to your liking, when in the same restaurant there might be things that you'll pass over. So I think Star Wars is beginning to get to a point where we've got a smorgasbord of content to pick from. And if Book of Boba Fett isn't to your liking, pass over it. Go ahead. Get Kenobi. Kenobi's not to your liking? Okay, fine. Pass over it. Go get your Tales of the Jedi. Whatever that might be that is to your liking, that comfort food for you, go for it. And I think that applies very, very well to where we are now with Star Wars and where we're going with it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Being a Last Jedi fan, I feel like I'm the only man in the universe sometimes who likes The Last Jedi. But there's more of us out there. And as you say, there's plenty of good stuff out there for everyone to enjoy. Not everything's to your liking, but there's plenty more coming, which we'll get on to. So, Christmas, obviously, you're used to going out and delivering lots of gifts to the boys and girls in their 40s and 50s and 60s, Star Wars toys. People with greying beards like the three of us. What would you like in your stocking this year? Is there any particular thing? I know what your answer is going to be, but it's not available. But is there one thing?
You put this very, very well. You know exactly what my answer is going to be. And I'll say, much like children all around the world, every Christmas, there's something that maybe you asked for that you didn't get. There's that childhood memory of the toy you asked for when you were 10 years old. And to this day, you're yet to receive that gift that you so direly want. And Santa's no different. Santa has a wish list. There's one item that I have asked for year over year from Hasbro, and and from Lucasfilm, please give me a vintage collection blurg. I need my, come on, elves, make Santa some blurgs. I'll take them in all the colors. You can create them in from Rebels or from Mandalorian. I need all of the blurgs, and I've yet to get a single blurg from Hasbro. Now I did get a gift of a custom vintage collection blurg, but I'm much like children all around the world who are still waiting for that one gift, that one item I've been dreaming of all these years. Please bring Santa a blurg.
Would you be happy with a Battle for Endor blurg?
I would be. I absolutely would be happy with the Battle for Endor blurg. The very first one. Sure, give it to me.
What about Hasbro Patrick riding a blurg action figure? Seems we're getting Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Can we not get a Patrick riding a blurg figure?
Exactly. And you know what they did? They went and gave us another speeder bike. I've got a speeder bike. I've got one right back here. I don't need another speeder bike. I mean, that's good. But
that's how you deliver your toys. That's how you deliver your toys, isn't it? The speeder bike.
It sure is. Yeah, they're fast. Yeah.
When you said you wanted blurgs in all the colours, I'd got visions of like Care Bear blurgs, rainbow of blurgs.
Like we've seen like green, kind of green blurgs, brown, kind of tan. Like they're in different shows. We've seen them in a variety of colors. Yeah.
Of course, Bad Batch. They were in the Bad Batch as well. Of course, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
They were. We've had blurgs in so much Star Wars that I can't understand why Hasbro hasn't seen the opportunity for the repaints.
Yeah, I was going to say, Boba Fett's like the most repainted character known to man. Here you go. There's a blurg. You can make some money here.
Exactly.
Buy one of each.
That's what they need to do. They need to sit Boba Fett on a blurg, and then Hasbro will go, "Oh look, we can sell them all."
right.
Boba Fett with blurg.
I know we're going to get there. I hope Ahsoka rides in on a blurg. I need Rosario Dawson on a blurg. Whatever will make Hasbro finally create vintage collection blurgs. Yeah. I want that.
So the next question, I'll let Carl ask this one, but. The answer can't be vintage collection blurg because it ain't happening. But
yeah. So, looking forward, obviously, in the immediate future, you've got quite a busy time ahead of you. But into 2023, what would you most like to see in 2023? Obviously, apart from a vintage collection blurg,
and apart from Darth Cheeks.
No,
I've already got Darth Cheeks on my wall. I don't need more Darth Cheeks. I'm good.
He's starting an OnlyFans page soon.
I am actually.
I'm actually really excited for Mandalorian season 3. The first 2 seasons, and with the arc that was in the Book of Boba Fett, kind of completed the original storyline that the Jon Favreau borrowed from Paper Moon. So that story's been concluded, and at the end of the movie Paper Moon, we see the girl return back to the traveling salesman, and the movie ends and it moves on. Well, we saw Grogu go back to Din. That mirrors the end of Paper Moon, but now we have the exciting next chapter. What happens next in their relationship and in Grogu's between Grogu and Din, and in that father-son kind of relationship, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Not only that dynamic, but seeing the battle for Mandalore, the reclamation of Mandalore, as some of the leaks and early rumors have it, the storyline going back to Mandalore, and seeing Bo-Katan and other Mandalorians joining together to fight for Mandalore. Excited for that story arc and where it may lead us to a season 4 or 5, whatever. So that's at the top of my list. And my very favorite Jedi of all, across the movies, the comics, everything, Ahsoka Tano. I absolutely love Ahsoka, her storyline, and getting to see her show. When it left off in Rebels, we see Ahsoka the White come up to meet with Sabine Wren, and of course we got to see her in Mandalorian. I'm really excited to see Ahsoka's story.
There's little teases we've had from Ahsoka and getting to see live action Sabine and Hera and Chopper. It's like, oh, it's going to be so good. The little Kid of Rebels reunion.
Right, and if I were to build off of the Vintage Collection blurg, if I were going to build off of that, we've seen blurgs in Rebels, and there's an arc in there where the blurgs run up and they get into the Ghost. So I would love to see live action Ghost with the Ghost crew. I wanted Zeb and Sabine and Hera, all of it. And maybe that will be the impetus to get us some Vintage Collection Rebels characters created as well. So for 2023 Hasbro, go ahead and give us the Vintage Collection Rebels line, including the HasLab Ghost. Yes.
With a blurg.
With blurgs. One of those unlock tiers.
Yeah,
unlock tier number 4. Blurgs. Yeah, let's do it.
There we go.
I think that's a Vintage Collection HasLab that would work 100%.
I agree.
So no rancors. Get the Ghost coming, please.
Yes.
All that remains is for us to say thank you once again to Santa for taking time out of his busy schedule. If we hold him up too much more, then none of you will be getting your toys for Christmas. So thank you once again, Santa. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, sir. And remember, boys and girls, leave out chocolate chip cookies, hot chocolate, a carrot for Rudolph, and some oats for the blurgs. Need to make sure they're well fed so Santa gets around the galaxy delivering his presents to you, one and all. Thank you very much, sir.
Merry Christmas to you as well, and thank you so much. I have enjoyed spending time with you today.
My name is Ingrid Zyler. I played Princess Leia in Rogue One, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
It's almost time for the end of the show, so we've got to say a very big thank you very much to all the special guests on this episode. Mark Hamilton from ASH, Mr. Martin Keeler, and of course Star Wars Santa. Now, before we leave, we've got one little thing for you. So this is a first for Darth Elvis. I've been in contact with a gentleman called Zachary Hoover from Orlando for 2 or 3 years now, I think, via the Facebook page, darthelvis.com, facebook.com/darthelvis. Come and join us. He's often sent me some song ideas, and this year in Anaheim, we actually met in person. And Zach, as I said, has been sending song ideas for a couple of years now, but this is the first time Darth Elvis has recorded a parody song where lyrics have been written by somebody else entirely. So thank you very much to Zach for sending the lyrics over, and the fantastic lyrics and a great idea. Carl, would you like to introduce this one, sir?
Yeah, so as our little Christmas present to you from Darth Elvis and friends and all at Desert Planet Discs, and indeed all at Fantha Tracks, we decided that we'd put this track out, and it's our little Christmas present to you, a disco floor filler. This is the parody of ABBA's Dancing Queen, lyrics by Zachary Hoover, music and vocals by Darth Elvis and friends. This is Naboo Queen.
Ooh, see that girl
shenanigans don't take place. The Jedi blast us into space. Shields are down and we're desperate. Moves us all around, and that's what changed the day. And now we're on our way. All the Naboo Queen, ruling fleet, elected appointee. Naboo Queen, met a guy out on Tatooine. Oh yeah, you were strong, you were wise, and they saved your life. Ooh, see that girl, ruling fleet, being a Naboo digging an Naboo Queen. Digging an Naboo Queen. Digging an Naboo Queen. Naboo, baby, knock that.
Love you, Padme.
Thanks for listening to Desert Planet Discs. If you want to stay part of the action and up to date on all the latest Star Wars news, check out the Fantatrax app via the App Store on your mobile device.
You can contact us via email at radio@fantatrax.com. Comment, like, and share on any of our social media feeds at Fantatrax, and be sure to subscribe. Leave a review, preferably a 5-star one, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcatcher or smart speaker of choice.
Don't forget to head to fantatrax.com/radio, home of Fantatrax Radio, and follow us on our social media feeds at Fantatrax, and bookmark fantatrax.com for all the latest in Star Wars news.
Coming up next on Fantatrax Radio, it's Making Tracks.